The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness Last Ordered, the podcast where we look back into the films our Hallmark favourites, actors and directors would rather forget they were ever involved with. I'm Joe, and with me as always, he's back from his holiday, where he startled the locals with his knowledge of fancy, expensive hats and tiny hands. It's James.
They wouldn't release me after that Bridges thing.
I think that was last week with the Bridges. And a man who rolled a natural 1 in charisma, but 20 in persistence. It's Planty.
Why, Yoda.
It was D&D last time, wasn't it?
That's quite a good line.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah, well, I would have liked it a lot if I wasn't the one with no charisma.
Sorry about it. I literally wrote these. If you want to follow us on Twitter at Hallmark Great and on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark Greatness, or if you want to pick a film for us to watch, because that would be good, because then we could stop watching absolute bobbins like whatever this week's was. There's an email, hallmarkgreatness@gmail.com. How was your holiday?
Yeah, it was good. I got engaged.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
To this podcast.
Yeah, in a way.
Anyway.
We'll do the wedding. I also heard you ate raw fish, like actual wet fish from the sea.
Yeah, we've got an Italian mate and he told us to go to his hometown, and it took about 3 hours and we got there. And then he was like, you need to try the raw fish at this restaurant. And I don't think need was the right word.
Because
I did it.
Can you?
Yeah.
I know you can.
Kate was saying this. Can you actually just go out into the sea, grab a fish and eat it?
Bite it.
Apparently, yes.
Gollum always did it.
Yeah,
why not?
Next time I see him. Because I was like, is it not that ceviche stuff where you put lime on it and it sort of, the acid cooks it?
It's at least a little bit cured, that, isn't it?
Yeah, not just...
I would say it was fine.
PetSmart.
Everything tasted like jelly. It was fine, but nothing was improved by the fact that it was raw.
Right.
There were some things that were nice, but nothing was better than if it had been cooked.
Fair enough. That sounds about right, to be honest.
But their cooked stuff was, yeah.
When I was told about it, I was like, that sounds like hell on earth, eating raw fish. It's just no. And the fact that you travelled so far to try it. Anyway, due to popular demand, or the fact that we couldn't think of anything to do this week, we have chosen to do... 1988's Ninja Strike Force.
The pain on his face, if they could only see all the way through that sort of like drumbeat roll up. He's just like so sad.
1988, though. I mean, I was certain I was watching something from 73.
It's as we get into it, it turns out that this is made up of many other films that have been cut together with a new bit of material put in, or old material. I don't know which way around it is. So the bits that were in Hong Kong, or wherever it was, probably were from the 70s, because everyone's got flares on and he's smoking tabs, like, but.
I liked it. I thought I put down that it was the best ninja film that I've ever seen that also doubles as a kitchen sink drama.
Yeah, and about the dangers of smoking,
gangster capitalism, a bike tournament, 2 men raising a disabled child, sudden education, 2 wildly different and very strident leading ladies, a piano concerto, the ravages of TV in an undeveloped East Pacific nation, and the decline and fall of the Ninja Empire. TM.
It's got it all.
It covers everything from start to finish. James, do you have a synopsis for Ninja Strike Force?
I do.
It doesn't start.
Every time I do this. No, give me more credit. The plot thing is driven by you, the people that listen to this. We put a thing out on Twitter. We'll do it again where we just get people to feed into this. Every week we call it something different because it doesn't have a name. And I got with the idea of, why don't I just automate the name? So I did. So this week it's called The Twirling Future Device of Tomorrow.
I like it.
Better title.
I thought you were going to go with something like The Strike Force of Plots.
Jacinta Ninja is a local...
Is that a real name?
Is a local cake artisan who ends up extricating herself from her ex, Napoleon Bottle, and his many goons, or else she will lose her business. The plot thickens when Jacinta is acquainted with Butch Strike, a helicopter repairman who makes his own candles. Things really heat up when the Angevin Empire is re-established across Northern Europe and the couple must work together. Will they ever visit an overly lit Pier 1 imports? Perhaps.
Sorry, what was he called? Butch Strike. I mean, if that isn't like a Chuck Norris character in another film, then I'm disappointed.
I think makes his own candles came from you, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, no, because he's soft. He makes it from the fat that he rends from his enemies. The actual synopsis. Gordon the ninja learns from his master that the ancient sword he carries has a great power locked within it. Should the leader of the 5 ninja clans be killed, the power would grow to become absolutely invincible. Shortly after sharing this knowledge, however, the master is killed by the evil black ninja. Gordon must now seek out the remaining clan masters and warn them of the approaching dangers before it's too late. What this synopsis fails to point out is that is about 15 minutes of the film at a push. The rest of it concerns Jim. Is he called Jim? I don't even know.
Yes, he's called Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. Oh, yeah, because there's Jim Jones, Richard E. Grant, and Linda Cummings later on. And his struggles to get by in an uncaring, unfeeling world where the little man is put upon and your boss can go through your trouser pockets while you're not paying attention.
I was so excited to see a Ninja Strike Force. And there's none. There's no Ninja Strike Force.
They all sort of get together in a park and have a chat, but no one strikes.
It's not a strike force, is it? I'm going to reschedule so many meetings as strike force meetings.
I mean, fucking hell. Let's get into it. First off, out the gate, this opening music is tremendous.
This is my new ringtone. It is brilliant, at least until you get halfway through the film and you've heard it 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only paid for 2 bits of music, and boy, are they going to use it. In the background of this music, we have our hero, Gordon, and another unidentified man doing poses with swords.
Yeah, it very much felt to me like strong rushing music that would be suitable for like anime when 2 people are battling, which is not, it's part of the genre.
I made a note here that says that 2 of the people 2 of the actors in the actual film were Eagle Lee and Ming Ming.
Nice.
So evil they named him twice.
I don't know about Ming Ming, but Eagle Lee is Jim.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, okay.
All right, excellent.
And his name in the original is not Jim.
I had a feeling it was. I had a feeling he didn't speak with an Australian accent all the way through.
I enjoyed the Australian dub.
The guy in the restaurant deserves an Academy Award.
The main ninja guy I thought was Kilroy Silk.
Well,
I got he looks like Walter White.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, when he put, but this thing goes on for ages though. Various poses. One of them is the Asian man looking directly at Gordon's crotch, like he's kneeling straight at it like that. But then it sort of cuts in from the shadows, and you just see it's quite an elderly man with a headband on that says ninja.
Nin, and then a ninja, ja.
Which I believe is the German for ninja. Yeah.
The ninja.
Yeah, he's just this very old man posing with a sword. And I'm like, okay, this is strange. Do you reckon the ninja thing is like that, hello, my name is badge that people wear?
Yeah.
Like, we know you're a ninja.
Montoya, prepare to die. Yeah.
We're introduced to his master, who he doesn't have a name. He's carrying this sword down some stairs in a municipal park that's got a pagoda.
He's carrying it on a sword stand. That's not how you carry it. It's not how you carry a sword. I didn't understand why he was doing that.
You're not allowed to touch it because it will corrupt you.
Well, all right then.
I'd
probably have it in a carrier bag. He says
one of them grabbers.
Teddy picker. He explains he's walking with Gordon, and he calls it the Sword of Catastrophe, and that it contains a strong spirit, which will fuck you up. And he says that black ninjas long ago averted a disaster. Don't specify what that is.
A big disaster.
Oh, sorry, yeah, a big disaster.
Not a run-of-the-mill, everyday disaster.
It sounds like it was written by a 6-year-old. And there's a prophecy.
AI.
There's a prophecy that the leaders of the 5 ninja clans will be defeated by the black ninja, and they will become invincible.
Yeah, that was basically what the synopsis says. I think the synopsis is that opening line, that opening paragraph that the master says. to be honest.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know what the Black Ninjas averting a disaster has to do with the fact that there's a sword that kills people and that the Black Ninjas. Yeah.
Does it matter? It plays very little part to the plot.
They both individually pose with swords for a bit after that.
Poses with a sword, and then he goes, Gordon, go and practice. Because as it turns out, most of being a ninja is just twirling around in a park. Twirling.
Twirling is one of the adjectives for the plot generator, by the way.
And it turns out that the master has made the sword a little cup of tea. So that was nice, wasn't it? A man appears through a bush with what I thought was a blowpipe, like them things from Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
But no, he uses it to fire sand, pocket sand, into the master's face. And then just stabs him up. Steals
he
the sword.
shurikens him, somersaults over him for no reason, and then stabs him with the sword.
When he turns up, bearing in mind this guy is supposed to be the Black Ninja, he turns up in blue.
He does, yeah.
He turns up in a blue waistcoat, like a shiny waistcoat, like a game show host.
Yeah, it had sequins on it, didn't it? Yeah.
He's fabulous.
He wouldn't have done any good darts, would he?
Well, you've got to steal the sword of catastrophe, but also be on Strictly Come Dancing.
Gordon rushes over after he vanishes, promises that he's going to deck Black Ninja and warn the other 4 clans, red, pink, white, and camo, and consult the descendant of the Grand Master on the way how he's going to kill that Black Ninja.
To defeat the ninja, not defeat the ninja. Not that one from Dragon Sound, which is infinitely better.
And then
I really wanted all of them to have color coordinated gear, and I was not disappointed.
They've each got their own individual ninja headband that says ninja on it.
I told you, it's all about marketing.
You know they're a ninja.
Yeah. If you listen to the weird thing about that episode about karate and so on, you know that it's a big money-making scam because you have to buy a new belt and new gear and stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's how they get your ninjas, you see.
That's how they make money.
First one's free, and then your headband's out of date, or the N falls off, and it just says ninja.
Your shuriken's only got 8 points instead of 12.
You just all the wheels fall off. And then we cut to the actual hero of this film, in my eyes, Jim.
Who's playing Paperboy, smashing windows, watch out for the dogs and the potholes.
This is his first job out of many in this film.
He has a lot of jobs, possibly because he gets fired from a lot of them.
He gets fired from nearly all of them, yeah.
He falls up with these jobs, though. Like, he starts with a child's job and gradually works his way up.
But doesn't get the credit. I noticed that some of the newspapers he's throwing have got rubber bands on them, and some of them haven't, which would just open as you threw them, wouldn't they?
It's the news.
He delivers these newspapers on his bike, and it's a proper old bike where you have to pedal backwards to brake, which I liked because you don't see a lot of them around anymore. And then he goes to his other job in a hotel.
Yeah, he's like a bellhop or something.
Yep. He's helping someone to the lift, but he fluffs a bed and does a pillow upside down, puts a mint on it, that sort of stuff. And then he's helping someone to the lift with their bags, and he's calling the manager's office. And the manager accuses him of stealing a lighter because they found it in his trousers, but he's wearing his trousers.
Yep.
So I don't know.
And his line here is, "Hey, it's some kind of frame up. Take the sword and stick it."
It is a frame up. Oh, all the way through as well. Everyone's got very thick Australian accents for some reason. That's not us being racist. They have got Australian accents, apart from the ninja side of it, who have got Americanish accents.
And a British bloke.
And one British guy. But everyone else is like, "Core blimey, Sheila." It's
the kangaroo's pooed all down the bloody billabong. That sort of thing, yeah.
It's a frame up. He quits his job, and then we cut to a red ninja waving a collapsible clothes prop around in a park.
I thought as well that the Black Ninja who appears at this point, he just sounds like Bane to me, and that you can't actually hear what he's saying half the time.
He only has 2 lines, I think. One of those is "prepare to die now," which is good. Not prepare to die at some point, like immediately. Now, prepare.
This very moment.
They have a fight. Red Ninja is defeated because he's waving around a clothes prop. And at this point, we get into the thing: whenever a ninja dies, they must do a front flip. Don't know why. It's the rules.
That's how a ninja dies.
Also, ninjas can teleport by doing this, like monkey magic thing to their face and turning slightly. And you can just teleport at will. There's not even a distance or anything.
I don't think they really know what a ninja is.
No,
They've
I
got all the
thought I did
paraphernalia.
until today.
I mean, my knowledge of playing it, of like Ninja Gaiden and stuff, is that you wear dark clothes, you're very stealthy. You act in the shadows. You're not in a big pink leotard running around a park with a pole. Like, but hey ho.
Yeah. Anyway, it cuts back to Jim again. He's taken his disabled son. It's not his son, but it looked like his son.
It's
first,
his
down
brother's
to
son.
the local abandoned crack den to live from now on because he's been fired.
Yep.
So he has to get a job working as a waiter, which I count as his third job.
Yep.
In the restaurant of weird sculptures.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. A man sits there and a lady comes over, a waitress, and says, "What would you like to drink?" And he just starts going on at her. And I thought, at that point, I'd have thrown him into the fucking one of the many weird sculptures. But he's got a proper Australian mayor voice.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Sort of thing. He demands another waitress, who then gets belittled. He wants to speak to the manager. Another man comes over. And at this point, you just fucking kick him out, wouldn't you? Like, if it was me, Jim gets fired again.
Just because apparently he's been insulting to the man. So the manager fires him. So he's not having a good time of it. And then it cuts to Mickey. Mickey Mouse is the second character at a gambling den.
That's his brother. That's his brother.
Yeah, it's his brother.
Fine. How did you pick up on this level of detail?
Because
twice.
At the end, he says something, and I was like, well, that makes all of this plot redundant then.
I thought he was like, it's my brother, and that, he's a fellow sort of like
street rat,
itinerant. Yeah, I didn't want to use the term street rat, but yeah,
I don't know,
sort of like Aladdin-like thing, isn't it? Anyway, he tries to cheat them out of money anyway, using an old card and a sock technique, and they chase after him, and he stumbles into Jim, who's got a new job writing placards apparently, which is his fourth job now.
Oh, I thought he was just writing those placards as a hobby. They were just like, get it here and stuff like that.
No,
put them outside his house. There's none of that or any of those. It's just raining shit on Jim today, isn't it? Like he's lost 3 jobs in the space of a day, which is a record for anyone. Yeah,
the assailants that are coming after Mickey Mouse deliberately fuck up the sign, and they start asking him about Mickey as though he knows where he is and who he is. I think he's just bumped into him.
Yeah,
they pull a knife out on Jim, and he battles them. And there's a lot of placards being thrown around at this point.
He gets hit with like a broken crate or something, and for some reason they wrap the boy up in a hose pipe.
Yeah. The acting of the child as he's getting slapped as well is like he's waving. It's like he's waving away something or putting on some moisturizer.
Yeah. They beat the fuck out of this little kid as well. Like it's a tough life on the streets. But Jim doesn't
respond to this. What does he
probably
say?
Just screams. Probably it's a lot of that.
He says, "Let's try and do it in an Australian accent. It's not going to go well." He says, "Leave him alone, you bastard, or I'm going to break your head."
Oh yes, yeah. But also, just to point out, Mickey Mouse is a person called Mickey, but they call him Mickey Mouse.
He's not an animated
the
mouse.
cartoon.
That would have been way better.
He'd probably get sued. Yeah. And we cut to the white ninja.
Before that, did you catch the sad piano music as they're getting themselves free? It was sending the clowns.
Was
it? Yeah, and it plays again in that final scene where the nurses come in to see a Mickey Mouse.
Wow,
and it's sending the clowns, and you're kind of like, what? Like you have not paid for sending the clowns.
How they snuck that? There was a piece of music in there that I thought was something else, but turns out it just sounded a bit like it. But I missed sending the clowns.
I was absolutely blown away. I thought that's got to be a really dear piece of music. Apparently not. Apparently
it's probably on free license or something. Anyway, Jim he just gets beaten up, and Mickey's like, "Oh, thank you." Jim explains that he's now got to move because they'll come back. So he says that he found the kid on the street, and then says he's retarded, and I felt pity for him, and I thought that could have been handled better.
Yeah, it was the 80s. I guess you were still allowed to say that then.
Yeah, I don't think it was said with like.
No, I think it's bad translation. If what's being translated is from the actual film and not Magic Roundabout style, they've wrote a story around what they think's happening on screen.
Yeah, well, they definitely did that in some points, didn't they? To get these two absurdly mismatching films to link up together.
I think there's 3. I think there's a 3rd film in there. Because what the fuck is that bike race about?
Yeah, none
And
of
the summer
characters
house
from
scene
this
in
are
the fourth
that.
act.
No! That was the bit I was like, who are all these people on a tandem now? What's going on?
Could well be. I mean, only one is linked to it, and I will drop the name for it now. It's called Quo How Crams for College from 1981. Not Jim.
Steve Cram.
But yeah, so anyway, white ninja with a ginger mustache.
With a
What's
little
that all
ginger,
about?
little ginger mustache and a stick. He's got. That's his.
I've written the ginger ninja.
Oh, very good.
He has the complexion of someone likely to be killed by a slightly sunny day, and he also looks a little bit like Bo out of Superstore.
He does have a look of Bo,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in this who look like. Once the mask comes down, also every time the black ninja kills someone, he pulls his mask down, and then that's it. It just cuts to the next scene.
I felt by the end that it was something of a fetish for him. Just like pops down the mask at the end.
Oh yeah, he kills the white ninja with the front flip, and at this point, I noticed that the sword of catastrophe. Every time he kills a ninja, they color it in with a bit more red nail polish further down, like a church fete, fix the roof fund, like a big thermometer.
There's a bit later on where he just puts it in a tree, like he just leaves it in some tree branches for some reason.
Don't worry about it. Like, and then we cut to Jim's fifth job.
Yes,
he's working at the car wash.
He and Mickey have gone into business as car washers, laughing merrily all the while.
And car wash / sex emporium. Yeah.
That was a bit of a weird tangent. Yeah.
There's a bit where Mickey can't keep his eyes off, and he says, "Do the tires," and slaps him on the bum,
and
then
says, "Pervert."
His bottom.
Yep. He starts to scrub them, but gets distracted again. And then he's like, we'll finish now. And then Jim has a little peek through the back window as well.
He does, yeah. Everyone's
just horny for the car wash.
Even at one point, Gordon turns up to watch as well and then says nothing.
Because he wasn't in that scene. That's completely different.
Clear, yeah, that he's just been sort of like
19 years later that was filmed.
There's this bit where the pervert couple, the couple that are getting on, put newspaper in the window. Yeah. So I was going, what is going on here? Like, I must have looked away to do some notes. Look back up and it's just newspaper.
Yeah, they've just newspapered all the windows so that they can shag in peace.
Yeah, but... And then the guy opens it, he goes to knock on the window and punches the guy in the face.
Yeah, I like that bit. That was pretty quality fun. Work. That.
And then he gives him the newspaper for free. So that's his payment.
Have some sex paper.
It's all sticky.
He used it to keep the stank in.
We get Pink Ninja now.
Yeah,
I haven't got a weapon of choice for the Pink Ninja.
Daggers.
Anime swords.
Is it I don't know what
they're called.
Axe things. Yeah.
So
it's like the big curly. Yeah, right.
It's not the curvy swords because they're later. And
no. They're like hand axes, but they've got hooks at the end to twist the sword. Yeah.
And the black ninja says, "Prepare to die.
Prepare to die now. Do it." Another front flip, another dead ninja. I will say the fight choreography is pretty good, but the fights last about 40 seconds. There's a lot of backflips. There's a lot of teleporting, but they're not long enough to be. If you're expecting like Matrix or Daredevil one shot takes, you're missing because turns out you can't actually teleport in real life.
This isn't the film for you. Whoever you are, this isn't the film for you.
No.
Anyway, Jim cycled past a poster for a piano concert and meets a woman outside who I think is called Sarah.
I didn't get her name.
Yeah, I think it was Sarah.
And they don't go into the piano concerto because they're too poor and they sit outside and listen to it. Which is a very moving scene. They have a conversation about classical composers, and she says within the music there's no discrimination, which I thought was another very profound point.
Is this where she spends ages going on about her fucking hands?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She's like, my hands are so rough. And I was like, is that not good for a piano player? I don't know. For guitarists and stuff, it's great because you need tough hands.
He asks her back tomorrow night for a date, and they have another conversation then. But meanwhile, Mickey drives a rickshaw, which the seventh job he's got. I don't know. He drives it up to a friendly street toy salesman of death.
Is this the guy with the balloons?
Yeah.
This isn't a custom that I was accustomed to.
Is this the guy that you subscribe to on Patreon that does the balloons?
Johnny Balloons. Because I've never heard of this, and I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything about tying messages to balloons in the vain hope they'll get delivered, or they go to heaven?
No, they go up to heaven.
Right. Because he's like, this is for my mum and dad. And I'm like, well, it's not a homing pigeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've written exactly that. You know, it's a balloon, not a homing pigeon. But the guy that does the balloons looks like Charles Bronson. Hey, Belly, I'll write your parents a letter, and then blammo.
Did anyone catch what the letter said?
Oh, I'm doing great. Is it this one? Hey, mum and dad, I'm doing great in work or something. Yeah.
Dear father and mother, how are you?
They're
dead. They're not writing back. And then he says, I have one great brother and one silly one. And I just thought, you see, the thing is that the writing is like that, but then actually the depiction of the kid, I think, is fine.
Yeah,
and it's very good. You know, they're together. They're raising a disabled child, and at no point is there any like mockery of that.
I don't think he's disabled. I think it's just blunt force trauma to the head.
I didn't put two and two together that the parents were dead. I must admit, did I miss something? Is it mentioned that the parents are dead?
No, it's not. But also,
not Jim's, but Mickey's is. He's an orphan.
Mickey's are dead. Yeah.
But are they not related? Are they not the same person? Are they like brothers? I thought
they were brothers. Yeah, I thought they were brothers.
Nope.
Oh right.
Because then, if they were brothers, it makes the whole A plot of the ninjas redundant, because Jim is supposed to be the last.
Yeah,
oh yes, of course. I promised my mother. Yeah, of course.
That would have been the thing that ruined the film for you, was it?
Just at the end, it was like, but there's then three of them because that's his son. But then it's not his son. He's just a daft kid he found on the street and stole, essentially.
Jim lands his second date with the music lady. She's not actually musical. She was just hanging outside. But she asks him if he thinks that she's a fine lady of the arts. And then she says that she is because she's arrogant, but has big man calloused hands and she's poor. So, the dialogue is like that.
Just also to go back to the balloons briefly, if he's writing to his parents and he's lying to them, because he's not doing well, is he? Like, he's having to rob gangsters and get other people beaten up on his behalf. If they're in heaven or whatever, they can see what's going on, so they're going to know he's lying.
Yeah.
So just think on, Mickey. Like,
this is why I was certain they weren't dead. I thought they just lived in a different province.
But what? There's no postal service. It's all balloon.
I shall write you by balloon.
Yeah.
Send a raven. We get the meeting of the ninjas.
Hang on, because this is my favourite piece of dialogue. There's a lot of standout bits of dialogue in this. But Sarah asks him about Jim and his own life, and see if you can spot where the people who made the second film, stealing this film, inserted their own dialogue to make a bridging device. Right, you ready? When I was 14, I ran away from home. My father's a ninja, and I didn't want that kind of life. I don't agree with a life of violence. Seamless.
My father was a ninja.
My father was a ninja.
He went out to throw shurikens one day and never came back.
And my mother smelled of elderberries.
This is fucking. Oh, that's a magic roundabout moment. We cut to the children's soft play area where the meeting of the ninjas takes place. The remaining ninjas, that is. Camo ninja being the best one in my eyes.
Sensitive eyes. I don't know why I put that.
Gordon as well. Gordon looks a bit like Walter White. They agree to nothing at this ninja meeting because he says
they should be all dead.
Well, this was my argument, was that he literally says at the start, the other four ninja clans, he's already killed 3. So who are these other fuckers? Like, he's killed Pink Ninja, Red Ninja, and White Ninja. There's still Camo Ninja, and then he goes and kills White and Pink again, I think.
Yeah.
There's no blue. They haven't even finished off the primary colours.
Roy G. Biv, mate, yeah. But he says, don't fight him because you'll only lose. And then everyone goes, okay. They all disappear. They all have their own little hand signal for disappearing, which I thought was gave the actor some choice there. Yeah. They could, wink, whatever. But that's it. And then they all just go off back to doing ninja stuff, which is twatting about in a park.
Presumably the same park.
The
Ninja Empire.
I think at this point they get kicked out of the park and it's just on some waste ground. It looks
the Ninja Empire is just a recreation ground somewhere.
Like a dog park. This is the ninja park. Go and exercise your ninja there. They're doing car
clean up after him.
They're go back to the car cleaning business, and a rival car cleaning company across the way have dobbed him in to the police,
Yeah.
who get them to move on.
Yeah, it's illegal to spill water in the street without a license.
Yeah,
Yep.
after
Or
Mickey
a
fills one
bung.
of after Mickey fills up his shoe with a load of water for a laugh.
Yeah, there's good like water sloshing sounds that they've
Yeah,
put
it's good.
over that as well.
And
It's
then
very-
we cut back to Gordon, who's putting his headband on and just yells, "Ninja!" for no reason. And then it cuts away.
I liked that bit, not just because of the ninja shouting, but because it reminded me as well of that other film we watched, the Interzone, where he's about to eat an egg. Yes. I thought she was just going to, what was it, Tegan or something, was going to come along and start feeding him things.
Feeding him an egg. Sexy eggs. We go back to Jim and Mickey and the Daft Kid, and they decide to have a day out at the zoo.
Oh, this is brilliant. This is a great TV advert for Flamingo Land.
I was going to say for Heaton Park Petting Zoo, because them
It's a nice
animals
zoo montage, yeah.
are in way too small enclosures. And also, I'm fairly sure Mickey flicks a lit cigarette at a hippopotamus.
Oh god, there's giraffes, bears, hippos. The three of them putting a crown of leaves on a deer for some reason.
It's king of the deers now.
Jim also mentioned something about Sarah having left him for some reason. Don't know what that's about. She reappears later anyway.
She rubbed his face and it all bled because her hands were so rough. He was, "Ah!"
Jim writes his own balloon from the death balloon vendor as well.
From Death Witch.
At the zoo, having a good time. Love Jim. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks,
Jobs
Heaven.
are good.
Yeah,
It's a very sort of like casual thing as well. That it's like everyday stuff.
yeah, just it's like a diary.
Going off to the bank
Writes them
now.
in there, and then the balloon man takes them away. At the end of the year, you get them all back as a nice book. So you can remember what you've done. Balloon memories, it's called. And then is this the school where they're in? Jim's apparently in school as well as working 9 jobs.
No,
What?
this is where Gordon confronts Jim and asks for help, and the two of them are never shown in the same room.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Another choice bit of dialogue. Gordon meets Jim and says, "You're the last known descendant. Can you help me defeat the Black Ninja?" And Jim goes, "What are you talking about? What do you mean, descendant?" He says that Gordon's mistaken and immediately says that he is the descendant but has forgotten, which I thought was brilliant as well.
He promised his mum. It's fine. Is
And
this
then,
the
yeah.
school? Yeah. so
Then
Jim's
it's
there.
the school. All of a
Like,
sudden.
what are they studying?
how to be a
School.
citizen. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay.
I think so, because the teacher says, you've all passed, and now go out and be productive members of society.
Right.
Goodbye.
But like all exams, I'm going to get the top 3 people out because we only got 3 diplomas.
Yeah.
So Jim Jones comes top, followed by Richard E. Grant and Linda Cummings.
It's so funny because it's just so obviously not their names.
No.
Linda and Richard.
Yeah. And then the teacher goes, "Goodbye. I've had enough now." Just walks off. Linda gets up and she's like, "It's my birthday. All come to my house. We're going to have a party to celebrate my birthday because it's my birthday." She mentions her birthday.
Yeah. And I don't want any presents. And then
Don't
everyone
bring
goes,
me any
"Way!"
presents. Yeah. And then
Cheap night out.
I think Richard Grant gets up then
Yeah.
and goes, "And after that, I'll pay for us. So let's go disco."
The moves are great.
He does a little dance and they all go, "Yay!" Again.
That class is so thirsty for mad disco tunes.
That class is full of 34-year-old people. We never see Linda again. We never see Richard again. This section is never mentioned again. I'm assuming this is part of Thingy Graduates College, the film, or whatever it was called.
This confused me so much later because I thought that Mindy, who turns up later, is Linda, but it's not. It's Linda. Linda. She never turns up again. She asked Jim to come to the party. I don't think he ever does. And then we get another ninja battle. And I was trying to be charitable at this point and say, all right, it is a red ninja, but is he burnt sienna?
No, it was red.
I struggled to do this because
I'm going to guess
it's
the same red ninja as before, as the first one they just shot to.
It looked, he did look pale.
In another job, Mickey and Jim have opened up a juice stand selling what appears to be juiced moolie. Like weird turnipy
I thought it
vegetable.
was like cassava or something like that. Yeah.
It's Jim's 6th job. and possibly Mickey's third or fourth or something.
I mean, the job economy in wherever this is filmed is hard. But they've got a poor operating structure. They let people drink the drink first and then pay, which is wrong, isn't it? It costs $0.25 for a glass of cassava juice, I'm guessing.
It's not even like table service. You're right. What are they doing?
It's just a street cart. But unfortunately, the bad lads that Mickey ripped off the other day come by and beat him up.
There's a lot of good beat up sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody gets like attacked with a straw basket at one point. It was great. Mickey's hurt very badly at the end of it as well, which is it's his turn because Jim got the shit kicked out of him last time.
This is fair enough. Right.
And then it's Mindy and her Texan dad. Anyone want to throw in at this bit?
Yeah, I'd made a note here that everybody's Australian except for Daddy, who sounds like Buford T. Justice.
He's got an incredibly sexy, cool dude voice.
No daughter of mine.
I'm going to be in charge now. Again, this comes out of nowhere. He runs a design factory.
Yeah, that's design factory.
I thought it was a bike factory.
Oh, hang on a second. But she didn't know how to ride a bike, and he says, I can't believe you never learned how to ride a bike. But at no point does he say, because your dad owns a bike factory.
He wants her to join the bike factory because her brother's incompetent, which was a bit harsh. And she agrees, but she tries to set up Jim with a job as well. So they set up an interview for the next day. And then Mindy invites Jim to a bike contest run by the factory and also wants to be taught how to ride a bike, which is a lot of asks in one day. Bike race, I need to learn how to ride a bike.
For someone you've just met. Because this isn't the piano lady, is it?
No.
So who the fuck is this woman?
I thought it was at first.
Because I genuinely thought, it must be her. But then she was like, no, her dad owns a factory. She said she was poor. So that can't be right. So
very disappointed that at no point did we hear raindrops keep falling on my head as they're riding around the square.
She is a liar. That might explain it. She lies a bit later on.
So he tries to teach her how to ride a bike by pushing her slightly until she falls off. And then just going, this is how you do it. And just going round and round and round her in a circle. Like bullies do in 80s films.
Yeah, it's also the return of the Red Ninja and Black Ninja fight.
Oh, yes. At this point, I have no fucking clue what is happening anymore.
I think this is the third Red Ninja fight because I tried to put it down as Crimson. You've had Red, Burnt Sienna, and Crimson at this point.
It's the third Red Ninja fight. And then I thought he only had to kill the top colour of each ninja. He's just killing people for fun now.
He's just potting the Reds, yeah.
His sword's nearly full as well.
It's got like a red line on it, hasn't it?
It's only the tip. So, just the tip that needs colouring in now.
The Black Ninja realizes that he didn't do his face reveal move last time. So he pops up behind him. He pops up. He does. He pops up for part 2.
Yep.
And the red dies, allowing the Black Ninja to complete the ceremony of disrobing his very stern face.
Have we got past the yellow ninja yet?
No.
One of them, we see some blood.
Well, technically, the yellow ninja was the first one. It was the Grandmaster that.
It might not be then. Because one of them, he gets sliced through his sword and he's got a bit of red on his face. And I thought, ooh, there we go. There's the special effects budget. Yeah.
It's time for the bike factory interview with Jim. Jim turns up at the bike factory and goes to the receptionist and says, I've got a meeting with the president. Where is his office? And the receptionist says, through that door, and points. And he goes, oh, thank you. And she goes, And
he goes, I've been sent here by such and such. And then she turns up behind him and I'm such and such.
Yeah. She introduces herself. And I was like, but that's your dad. She clarifies her role as a receptionist with no hiring responsibility. And Texan Dad says, what game are you playing? Jesus Christ, you make me mad sometimes.
I don't know what this is. This is a completely different film, right? Because I didn't know it was a bike factory. I thought they just did designs.
He tells her where the door is and that she should use it. So she sticks her tongue out at him and leaves. And before Jim follows, the president of the bike factory gives him you cheeky grin and a wink. And he's got the job. Yeah. I would just put the family dynamics here are so hard to follow.
Yep. He has the job, so he goes and looks at a big stereo outside a shop for ages.
He's going to buy it.
Well, he doesn't explicitly say that. He just stares at it.
I think he's feeling wealthy, so he's looking at consumer goods.
Okay.
Pain go away, ladies and gentlemen.
And then we get the bike race, the tandem bike race.
With loads of people that we don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there's also
One professional team in matching tops, everyone else randoms, amateurs.
It's a little bit here as well. There's a subplot, another one with Mickey coughing. He's coughing all the time. Jim doesn't like it. He tries to get him to stop smoking and everything. He wants to get him to work at the bike factory as well. He's not turned up for a shift yet, so there you go.
No, but don't worry about it.
He's brought back. He's feeling wealthy, so he's bought a bottle of surgical spirit, as far as I could tell, as a toy for the kid.
No,
This'll
it was a
fix
car.
you. No.
He gave the child a car,
Yeah.
and he said, "This is medicine from a doctor. It's good for your lungs."
Yeah.
That's what he
Yes,
said. And he'd also
It's got a
brought
big
some
H
food
on it,
back
so-
in a
hydrogen. That's what it is. They end up having like a bottom-style slapping contest at the end.
Well,
as
he takes his cigarette off him and says, "Stop smoking these," while he's
Yeah.
coughing. And then Mickey gets into his bed and just has a sulk. He pulls the blanket up and goes, "Humph," like that. And you're like, "You're a grown man. Stop smoking."
Jim in the next scene is balls deep into his job because he's giving instructions left, right, and center. The customer wants this one larger, wider, and longer, so expand this one. He says.
I knew I should have read Big Fat Cocks.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Well, if it is a bike factory, how big and long and wide is this bike going to be?
I don't know.
I thought it was a design company because he was painting
That would make
signs.
sense.
Because he was painting those signs early, so he's got but then forget it, doesn't matter, does it? None of it matters.
The president calls him in to discuss a mad painting that he's made of a pirate riding a skeleton king, which because
That looked like one of those thingies, one of those computer generated images. And sexy daddy cool though, he's like, "God damn, boy, this is tremendous." The customer really likes it, but I want to give the credit to my idiot son.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Jim's like, "Okay, do I get paid?"
but I don't want compensation for
Yeah.
it. That's what he says.
He says, "Oh, I'll give you a pay increase for it." And
But he
and
says,
I-
I can either give you a pay increase or increase your salary. And I was like, that's the
That's
same
the same
thing.
thing.
and I've written here, so it truly is a cautionary tale about the dangers of starting a small business. Because as soon as you get into somebody else's employ, you'll do all right. But don't start your own business, because
No.
otherwise there'll be some street thugs will come and
Yeah.
Open you up.
To be honest, I genuinely think that is the point of the original film, the Taiwanese film. Is if
Work
you
for the
start a
man.
business, you get hassled by the cops and stuff, and there's protection rackets and stuff like that. You can't do anything,
But the Daddy
and
Cool
all of that is glossed over by the
Daddy
Ninja
Cool,
Strike Force
Daddy
team.
Cool also says to him, when you get into business, things become dangerous sometimes. I don't know. At the bike factory? What? A sprocket falling out?
I wondered how they were going to make that into a decal for a bike, really. Like, just wrap that painting around a bike.
But get it, don't airbrush up the side of the longest, thickest bike ever. Camo Ninja gets defeated. His weapon is, I don't know, a frying pan.
Well,
I don't care.
there's Pink Ninja, and he
Pink
uses a
Ninja
wicker
and his
basket
hat.
lid.
Yeah, his basket hat.
Oh, that was pretty good, that one. I like that fight because he kicked him in the shield and he just fell over and then stabbed him. And I was like, fair.
Yeah.
Camo Ninja, I can't remember what he had as a weapon.
He fights him with it looked like a wooden sword to me, but it makes a definite lead pipe sound when it hit.
Yeah, all right, so it's that one. I thought he just kept the scabbard on it, and I was like,
I thought it was supposed to be like a sort of practice sword
Training
thing.
one.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know.
anyway, Camo Ninja's dead, and he does a front flip because they all do.
Jim meets Sarah again. These things are very jarringly put together, and it is like that. So he meets Sarah, who's the musical woman that he met at that time.
From the previous film.
They have a conversation about things, and he touches her nose, which makes them both laugh. She writes her number down on his hand and gets a taxi. And then Gordon pleads with Jim about the sword of catastrophe. And it is like, it's just all like that.
Yeah, it
Like,
hurt my
you
brain
don't know
watching
what
it.
you're watching.
Yeah.
Is this the bit where he comes in and he goes, "You've got to help." He comes in a second time and he's like, many ninjas have died.
Yes, the Ninja Empire is in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "I promised my mother," and then he goes, "Okay then."
Then it's the tandem bike race scene.
Ah.
What I loved about... go on. Tell me the things that you loved about the tandem bike race scene.
That none of the characters are in it.
That it was brief.
That's a top three.
Yeah.
That it was brief.
That it was brief.
quite brief.
That it made Ben-Hur look like shit.
My favourite thing was the commentators who were clearly recording for radio coverage of this bike race. Because if you were trying to follow this on the radio, they say it's very close. It's neck and neck for first place. They're approaching the finishing line.
That's
Who
good.
is doing this?
Oh, makes horse racing a lot more exciting when you don't know. You got to go to the pay window and you go, oh, it wasn't you. Fuck.
I guess Jim wins.
Is it? I think it's Jim and Mindy Cindy because he's taught her to ride a bike now, but only on a tandem.
Yeah.
So she's
Whoever
the
it is
engine.
wins, throws down his bike and jumps up and down for joy.
Yeah.
And gets mobbed by loads of people.
Because tandem bike racing is Taiwan's biggest export.
I found a modern tandem on eBay for 275 quid.
Oh, really? A mate of mine's got one he was selling, and I was contemplating it, but I thought
I should have looked up bikes for James' facts, but
too long
didn't.
and wide. At this point, Mickey comes in to the house smoking again, and Jim goes fucking mental at him, rips all his fags up.
he calls him a bloody mess.
Just call him a bloody mess. I like that.
And Mickey says, "Sorry, Gov."
Yeah, and I think this is the point it's revealed that it's his brother.
Yeah.
I think he says, because you're my brother, but I guess that could be, as in
my best mate. Yeah.
Street bros, yeah. But Mickey has to go to the hospital. Mickey has got breathing difficulties and he's coughing all the time.
He buys a cake first, though. I mean, he is coughing everywhere. He's going around. I don't know what to call it. I was putting down rickshaw, but I think that's when somebody pulls like a litter, don't they? But
yeah,
he's riding a
just
bike version of that. I don't know what they call it.
Cart of some sort.
Yeah.
Like a
And
bike
he goes
with
to
a lot of
meet
pallions.
the death balloon vendor and invites him to Jim's party because
They haven't got any other mates.
They send so many death balloons.
If they invite him, they can send all the invites for free on the balloon.
But only to dead people.
Yeah.
He coughs up blood into his hanky, which isn't good, and then he falls off his vehicle, and that's where he gets taken to hospital.
Yep.
This bit made me a little bit sad. I wasn't expecting this to happen. I wasn't expecting it to be this level
In the
of
middle
drama.
of Ninja Strike Force.
Yeah,
This is not what I expected.
Ninjas getting killed, I'm fine with. It's part of the job. Like, but Mickey just trying to look after his daft kid and make ends meet and maybe have a bit of a smoke every now and again. This is awful.
But ninjas are only in it for 40 seconds. This guy's
At a
been
time,
in it for 40 minutes.
I know more about Mickey than I do about Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon receives Gordon receives a parcel at this point.
Yes.
From I don't know, looks like Joey Ramone. And he just says, I've been told to give you this. He opens it. It's actual Mickey Mouse balloons that you get from Disney World.
Yeah.
And it says, and a note that says, the only way to defeat the Black Ninja is through no action. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Oh,
unbelievable.
So we've had Tears of a Clown. And and so I assumed that, right, take no action means that, like, it's like Predator. Like, if you don't attack it, it won't attack you back. Yeah. Gordon chooses to interpret that as kick fuck out of him.
It's a hashed-in thing, as you could probably say. It's like May the Force be with it. No action is a Taoist concept. It's called Wu Wei, I think, and it means as an action to deliberately don't do something, and it gets sort of interpreted as
nice.
There's lots of different.
All right.
That's
Turns
not
out
even a James fact. That's just extra.
All right. Well,
free.
Anyone's going to know about Taoist rhetoric? It's you.
Gordon feels that this is all the incentive he needs to suit up in a banana costume and do fancy swordplay.
Yep, he does some more posing. Mickey has TB.
Yep.
He's got actual fucking TB. The doctor could not give a shit. He's like, he's got TB. Jim says, well, there must be something you can do. And he goes, nope. He's going to die.
The death balloon vendor turns up with a wrecked fucking cake. Does anyone see the state of that cake?
All the icing, they would call that a naked cake in this day and age. Just because they haven't put all the icing on. And then I've just got, fuck's sake, White Ninja. What's going on?
That's the White Ninja with the two curvy swords.
Ah, right.
That's because there's a lot of popping in and out of existence between the two of them until White Ninja gets stabbed in the abdomen and the Black Ninja does his face pop thing again.
Yep. And that's that.
Mickey's in agony, finally succumbing to the long and bitter illness of TB.
And as he lies there dying, his brother turns to him and goes, "Oh, you are so fucking stupid."
That's what you want on your deathbed, isn't it?
I mean, that's bedside manner, isn't it?
Jim picks up his decaying body, cradles him in his arms and walks slowly towards the hospital doorway. And he agrees right then. In his final dying breath, Mickey's final dying breath, he agrees to write him a death balloon just for him. And then we cut to the Black Ninja in a showdown with Banana Nesquik.
I like how
Golden.
we've come up with this concept of death balloons as well. Like,
You miss these nurses come running in, and they're just stripper nurses, quite blatant.
oh yeah.
And then bring in the clowns comes on again, and I've written bring in the tarts. Because that's just how I read it.
Because Mickey dies, and then
They
we
should
get
have
the
had
final.
that 99 Sig Luft balloon, shouldn't they?
He never learned to write.
99 death balloons. I mean, if that isn't a film, it should be. And then the big showdown between Golden Ninja and Black Ninja. He's not yellow, he's golden, because Black Ninja says, Golden Ninja.
Golden Ninja he does, yeah.
And I was like, it's yellow, it's Banana
kind
Ninja,
of.
isn't it? They have a big fight, and I thought the point of this was that he was going to take no aggressive action. Like, he was just going to
Yes.
defend
Yeah.
and let him tire himself out. But he doesn't. He just boots fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Like, he could have done this at any point, because the secret that he told him, may the force be with him, he could have had that. He forgot that. Like,
Yeah.
Jim said, I don't remember what it is. Really, it's 2 lines, mate. I know you get hit in the head a lot in your line of work, don't you? Fucking, yeah. And the fight, again, it's a solid fight at the end.
Get darts thrown at one another. Actually, they throw darts at the same time and they hit each other and cancel each other out and vanish like in real life.
Yeah.
I really liked his kind of roll in midair to get away from the shuriken. I thought that was a great move.
It was good. Just a point about the darts thing. When they hit each other, they were both blunt, so they were.
Yeah.
It
was like a hollow point dart.
don't try that in the pub either, because you will get barred.
Speak from experience.
They throw opposite. I'm not talking about the time I stopped a fight in the old man's pub near me, and once someone had stabbed the other old man with his darts.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what the fight was about?
Go on.
He turned the racing over. He turned the racing over and wouldn't turn it back.
Wow.
I was covered in blood, not my own, right? Yeah, because he's too old. I was like, I had to physically separate them. Me, yeah, no upper body strength Jones. I separate these 2 old men before they fucking broke a hip. Yeah. Yeah, there's shurikens being thrown. There's when Gold Ninja Gordon, Gold Gordon, hits his shuriken at the Black Ninja. It doesn't stick him; it just bounces off him, which apparently is enough to severely injure him enough to just get run.
It's like
through.
the laser tag of the ninja world.
And then he runs him through, and then it just goes the end.
Yeah.
It is so abrupt.
He runs him through, he jumps in the air, twists around, and vanishes, and then it's the end.
Oh, yeah.
Like, like Mrs. Popov or something?
And that's it. That's the film. And I was like, I don't know what this was. Because on the poster, there's like the Gold Ninja with a sword, but then there's people kissing. Is there even any kissing in it?
No.
I don't think anyone kisses. And there's what appears to be Dave Hill from Slade with a gun.
Yeah,
putting his Tyson on his gun. What is this? I hated this. Actually, no, I hated half of it.
I was confused by all of it. Both sides of the film don't make sense. The ninja fighting bit doesn't make sense because there's 3 red ninjas getting killed in it.
Yeah.
That doesn't. The whole thing doesn't make sense.
3 red ninjas equals 2 white ninjas equals 1 other color ninja. It's like like snooker.
Yeah.
It's a point system.
The Taiwanese side of the film also makes no sense.
I think if it was in order,
no sense to it. Why is he painting stuff for a bike company?
Listen, you little shit. You had a job, right? Don't take Jim and Mickey's life away from them because they were happy, raising their little orphaned boy, laughing,
and going to
each other
college for
fucking
just for a day.
How did he have time? He's working 8 jobs a day. I mean, he was getting fired from
that was the point of that film. They must have cut it up somehow.
I genuinely think it's 3 separate films. I think it's Jim and Mickey's TB Adventures. Jim goes to college and does bike racing and gets a job at a bike company, and Ninja Strike Force.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they thought, let's cut these 3 films together, even though they have no semblance and none of the characters interact at all. Well, Gordon and Jim yell at each other across time.
I don't know how somebody saw Q How Crams for College and possibly another film and thought, I can make a ninja film out of this.
Ku Hao fights diseases from the 50s. But yeah, I'm going to give this 2 white ninjas, which are the lowest rank of ninja in my book because they're ginger.
I'm going to go for a solid 4 bronze hollow point darts.
Oh,
Yeah, I've actually gone for because I honestly had such a great day. I just once I'd got past the fact it's crap, I had such a great time. So I'm giving it 3 bloody tuberculosis coughs.
That was Ninja Strike Force 1988, also known as Ninja Operation 2, Way of Challenge.
That a title?
If they'd done some ninja operating, Mickey might still be alive.
El Camino Violento in Portuguese, which means the
violent car. All right.
And yes, the Time We Need section was taken from a film, Ku Hao Crams for College from 1981. 1988, it was the year of the first well-known computer virus, the 1988 internet worm, sorry.
The tuberculosis.
The tuberculosis worm. It was also the year that zebra mussels are found in the Great Lakes of North America for the first time. I don't know if that's a type of mussel that looks like a zebra or a type of zebra that looks like a mussel.
Or just some zebra's muscle meat that's been thrown into a lake.
I don't also know whether it's good that they ended up in the Great Lakes of North America for the first time,
guess
or very,
not.
very bad.
I'm going to guess they're a thingy species, an
Invasive species.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so. Also, Big Sean happened.
They're easy to check out at the supermarket because they're stripy, though. What the fuck's Big Sean? Did he play Mickey?
I don't know. I was looking on Wikipedia. It said, Big Sean was born March.
Big Sean and Little Mo.
So you've just left in this is baby hands all over again.
Skrillex was another one, but I thought there's a picture there of Big Sean. I can't not put him in.
Sean Michael Leonard Anderson. No, professionally is Big Sean.
He's a rapping man.
He is.
Yeah.
There's no budget info for this, so not going to lie, I got bored and I just sort of searched wooden carved online and then went for the top price result. And I got a giant carved ostrich with a side hole for 26 grand.
What's the side hole for?
I don't know. Do you want to see a picture?
I'll tell you what it's not. I'll tell you what it's not for. That's why I'm not allowed in that petting zoo with Jim and Mickey anymore.
Oh, I can't share it.
That's why you're not allowed back in Oak Furniture Land.
It's my special varnish.
The original film, because I think we need to give some credit to the original Taiwanese film, which had no business in any of this.
No.
Was directed by Chang Shu-shang. At the peak of his career, I've written, it was in the middle of his career. His last film was Yes, Sir! ! 4.
Is that a sequel to Yes, Madame?
Well, if it is, then it's gone through 4 installations to reach that point. That was in 1996.
As we've already discovered with sort of Hong Kong cinema and stuff, though, the numbering and thingy make no difference at all. Because wasn't Yes, Madame called like Police Interceptors 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. The naming.
And like 5 other things as well. Jim was played by Eagle Lee Su-fei, who starred in Challenge 1981 and Who Dare Challenge Me? Also 1981.
He's a challenge specialist.
I'd like to believe that Challenge, he wins the challenge, and then the second film is someone challenging him again.
His last film was The Woman Who Sells the Bean Curd in 1992, an adaptation of The Wind That Shakes the Barley.
No, it isn't, you fucking liar.
I mean, that would be something.
For a moment, I was like, is it? And then I saw you shaking your head, and I was like, can't give out false information.
No, I've discovered that James Facts is becoming more and more just lies. It's directed, the crap Ninja Strike Force rehash of this film was directed by Joseph Lai and Godfrey Ho, who have between them directed 285 films.
When you say directed, do you mean through film into a blender and then that was a film for them?
Yes.
Right.
Godfrey Ho is the Z movie giant of Hong Kong, apparently. He's used at least 40 different pseudonyms, but he's got something like 160 films under his belt. According to Wikipedia, Godfrey's most recent credit is a cameo appearance in Scott McKay's Space Ninjas in 2019, where he plays a janitor.
Good. It's all he's good for.
There's less info on Joseph Lai. I'm pretty sure he isn't the Hong Kong politician that's listed on Wikipedia. But he did direct Full Metal Ninja 1989. Zombie vs. Ninja, 1989, and Hitman the Cobra, 1987. And
No ninjas in that.
Hitman the Cobra really confused me because Cobra, who is a ninja, is making high-stakes bets on ninja duels involving Gordon the Red Champion. Gordon,
Why are they all called Gordon?
Gordon is played by Richard Harrison again.
What? Oh, I can't
Typecast
watch.
much.
I can't watch. That's all Richard Harrison did at this point in his life.
Yeah.
Was just these shitty coloured ninja films.
Yeah, pretty much. I've gone through so many of these. It's like the Snake Endgame. You just keep coming up with the same thing under different names. It's directed by the two of them as well. Hitman the Cobra is directed as well by Joseph Lai and Godfrey Ho. It's
When you say Godfrey Ho, all I'm imagining is the nice, quiet one from Dad's Army. Godfrey.
Godfrey. Yeah. So as stated
Sister
before,
Dolly.
Gordon, Richard Harrison was Arkham from Empire of the Dark that we covered the time before last. The rest of the cast either just did this film or had similar ninja-adjacent roles in Godfrey Ho films. However, one of the ninja, and I don't know which because none of them are credited with actual
Colour.
roles. Yeah, they're not color-coded. Gary Carter also appeared in 1986 Armor of God, starring a very young Jackie Chan. He also worked, it says on IMDb, he also worked as a private investigator, graphic designer, and chef.
In the Bike Factory.
At the same time.
One after the other.
I've just noticed as well, all the ninjas were white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appropriation.
Except for the black ninja,
Yeah.
who wasn't.
Huh.
I don't know why. I don't know why. A lot of them have appeared in a lot of other ninja films, though. It is one of those things where it's just.
I'm assuming it's
an
like
endless-
the Blood Fist lads. They all appeared in each other's films, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just around. But yeah, Armor of God. Jackie Chan stars as Asian Hawk. That is the character's name. I've not made that up. And
Are
Indiana
you sure
Jones.
you don't mean Ethan Hawke?
Asian Hawk and Asian Animal, the Asian Legion of Doom.
It's
The
an
Asian
Indiana
movie.
Jones
Yeah.
ripoff. An adventurer looking to make a fortune in exotic antiquities. After Hawk discovers a mysterious sword in Africa, a band of Satan-worshipping monks kidnap his ex-girlfriend, Laurie Lee, not the
Satan
poet,
again.
demanding the sword as ransom, as well as some other pieces of the legendary Armor of God, a magical outfit dating back to the Crusades. So,
What colour's the
that's
sword?
thing.
Is it coloured all the way in red? Is their church roof getting repaired? There's a Church of Satan roof. Let's have a satanic bake sale.
And thus
Satanic
James
whip
Fa-
round.
And thus James Fax pops down its mask and vanishes.
Reviews for this are it is the best film ever made, or it is the shittest film ever made. I'm not going to do those. I'm going to give you one that's right down the middle. 5 out of 10. Another slice of goofy cut and paste nonsense by Leo of Wine Draka 31. Don't know. Ninja Strike Force is one of the more enterprising of the Godfrey Ho cut and paste ninja movies of the 1980s. It seems to me that the ones which feature Richard Harrison are always the best of their kind, while the others, with the likes Bruce Barron, someone to look out for there, struggle to keep up. The film that's pasted into this one is a typical low-rent crime thriller, but the picture quality is a little better than most, and it's one of the ones you wouldn't mind watching in its entirety. That is true. I wouldn't mind watching the Mickey and Jim fight crime. As for the new ninja material, it's a real hoot. The evil black ninja goes around bumping off all the other colours of ninjas until Harrison steps up and takes the battle to him. Expect goofy camera tricks, ninja headbands that say ninja on them, characters randomly shouting ninja, lots of unintentional hilarity. Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
I was going to ask what Richard Harrison brought to this that Mr. Barron, the Barron actor, couldn't bring to it. Bruce Barron, yeah. But yeah, he did shout out ninja, and that was very entertaining.
Again, I think as a ninja, you wouldn't want to do that because it would give you away. Like
ninja!
it seems like a design flaw, but that's it. I'm only doing one because literally all the other ones were like, if you like goofy Hong Kong action films, you'll love this. And I was like, but I don't.
There's no yes, madam.
It is no. Oh, hang on. There's loads of Bruce Barons. We'll never know which one it is. But there, that was 1988's Ninja Strike Force / the evil car / what was the other made up name for it?
El Camino Violento.
Asian Legion of Doom. Your favourite lines from the film, so finish out on, please.
Leave him alone, you bastard, or I'm going to break your head.
The customer wants it larger, wider, and longer.
When I was 14, I ran away from home. My father's a ninja.
Many ninjas have died.
I made a
Ninja!
promise to my mother. Goodbye, everybody.
Be productive members of our society. Goodbye.
Let's all have a disco.
I've got kitchen sink as well.